What makes a spirit truly legendary? Is it, the history, the rarity, or maybe something entirely?
Something more intangible, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving into the story of a rum that seems to have it all. The Appleton 17-year-old legend.
Ah, yes, that one definitely caused a stir.
It really did. When its historical remake was announced, I mean, the internet just went wild.
And it's got that direct link back to the very first Mai Tai, right, from 1944.
That's the one, the original Wray Nephew 17-year-old.
Yes.
If you could even, find a bottle today,
Forget about it.
you'd be looking at maybe $25,000. It's a real unicorn.
It's pretty amazing how one bottle, one spirit, can hold so much history and, generate that kind of passion.
Definitely. The whole buzz around the Appleton 17 really highlights the mystique, the value people place on these really exceptional rums.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what we want to explore today. In this deep dive, our mission is to sort of unpack why Appleton Estate Rum is often called the mother of rum. We're going to look at its incredible history, try to unravel its really unique production methods,
Which are quite distinct.
and figure out how it consistently creates some of the most complex, most sought-after rums anywhere, including some really exclusive, almost unbelievable bottlings.
And looking at the bigger picture, it helps us understand what makes Jamaican rum. Jamaican rum, what sets it apart.
Yeah.
It's a story of tradition, passion, and, let's be honest, quite a bit of science coming together.
Tradition, passion, science, and maybe a bit of magic.
Right.
Okay, let's start this journey right at the heart of it all. Appleton Estate itself.
Right. So Appleton Estate isn't just like a distillery. It's really a piece of living Jamaican heritage.
Okay.
It is Jamaica's oldest continuously operating distillery. They've been making rum there since 1749.
Wow, 1749. That's over 275 years of continuous production. That's incredible.
It's an astonishing legacy.
And it's not just about how old it is it? The location, the Nassau Valley.
Yeah.
That seems really important too.
Oh, absolutely crucial. Appleton Estate is nestled right there in the Nassau Valley, and that area is widely seen as the historical heartland of Jamaica's sugar production.
Okay.
And the location matters so much because Appleton is one of the very, very few rum producers in the world that really emphasizes terroir.
Terroir, like you hear about with wine.
Exactly like with wine. It's a concept you don't often hear applied so rigorously to rum.
So what does that mean in practice? They don't just buy ingredients, they control everything from the ground up.
Literally from sugarcane to cocktail, as they say. It's incredibly rare in the rum world.
Now rare.
Well, most producers buy molasses or sugarcane juice from different suppliers, sometimes from all over. Appleton, no. They grow and harvest their own diverse varieties of sugarcane right there on the estate.
Their own sugarcane.
And they even use water from their own limestone spring on site.
Wow.
This total control over the raw materials from the soil onwards gives their rum a unique fingerprint, something you just can't replicate anywhere else. It's a genuine single estate product.
That makes a lot of sense. Consistency, unique starting point.
Exactly.
Okay, so unique ingredients. But then there's the aging. I've heard tropical aging is just completely different. What's the deal with that?
Well, it's a game changer, as you said. All Appleton rums are aged right there on Jamaica in that tropical heat and humidity.
Right.
That environment drastically speeds up how the rum interacts with the oak barrels. They say it matures about 3 times faster than it would in, say, Scotland or France.
3 times faster.
Yeah. But it's not just about speed. That tropical aging also encourages a really unique kind of oxidation.
Okay.
You get a much higher angel share, more evaporation.
Right. The bit that disappears.
But the rum that's left develops this incredible depth and complexity much quicker. A 10-year-old Appleton might have the character of a spirit aged 30 years or more in a cooler place. It gives it that robust, complex taste profile, its signature tropical character.
So a 10-year-old Appleton could genuinely compete with much older spirits from colder climates.
That's kind of wild. It absolutely can. And it's a different kind of complexity, too.
And they also focus on purity.
Yeah.
No messing about with the final product.
Exactly. That's fundamental to their philosophy. Appleton rums have no added color, no added sweeteners, no other additives, period.
Just pure rum.
100% natural rum, which is a big deal. It's not always the case in the rum world.
Right.
And beyond that, their craftsmanship extends to their stills. They use these unique 100% copper pot stills. Not just copper lined, but solid copper.
Solid copper pot stills.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference.
They credit those specific stills with imparting Appleton's signature orange peel note to the rum.
An orange peel note from the copper. How does that work? Is it like a chemical thing?
It is, yeah. Copper acts as a catalyst during distillation. It helps strip out unwanted sulfur compounds, while at the same time, it helps form and concentrate the desirable flavor compounds, like certain esters. This specific interaction with the copper, combined with their unique fermentation and how they make their distillation cuts, it all helps enhance and preserve those bright, citrusy notes, especially that distinct orange peel character they're known for.
That's fascinating. It really is art meeting science there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So given all this really careful, specific work,
Yeah.
are they a small boutique operation? Or are they producing quite a lot?
That's the interesting thing. Despite that really artisanal approach, Appleton is actually a huge player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they produce something like 60% of all the rum made in Jamaica.
60%. Wow.
Wow. So, yeah, significant volume and market presence. They really specialize in blends. That's a core strength. But they also do produce some highly sought-after single cask rums.
Single casks, too?
And those often have an ester count around, say, 240 esters.
Right. You mentioned ester count. Can you quickly break that down? What are esters and what does 240 tell us?
Sure. Esters are basically the tiny flavor and aroma molecules in the rum. Think fruity, floral, sometimes funky or savory notes. They get created during fermentation and aging.
Okay.
A higher ester count, like 240 GHLAA, means the rum is packed with more of these aromatic compounds. It leads to a more intense flavor profile, contributing to that distinctive, robust Jamaican character, often more fruity, sometimes hinting at that funk.
Got it. More esters, more intense flavor, more Jamaican-ness.
Kind of, yeah. It's a big part of that signature profile.
Okay, speaking of craftsmanship and those amazing blends, we absolutely have to talk about Joy Spence. Her story is just incredible.
Oh, absolutely. Joy Spence. She holds the very distinguished title of the world's first female master blender in the entire spirits industry.
The first. That's huge.
It is. And she's held that role at Appleton Estate since 1997.
Wow. To be a pioneer like that, especially such a traditionally male field.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring. And she's been with Appleton for decades, right?
Over 35 years now. Her influence is just profound. You can't overstate it.
So her expertise is literally in every sip.
Pretty much. Her palate, her knowledge, it's really the heart of the brand. She's balancing tradition with innovation constantly. Every blend, every new release, it has her touch. Appleton themselves say their rums are crafted with joy.
Crafted with joy. I love that.
And you can taste that consistency, that vision that comes from decades of dedication from one person. It's remarkable.
You really get a sense of the passion. Which brings us nicely to the rums themselves. Let's explore the Appleton portfolio from the more everyday, accessible stuff to the legendary bottles.
Okay. So the standard range from Appleton is fantastic because it offers really high quality, but it's, accessible.
Right.
We're talking about the 8-year-old Reserve, the 12-year-old Rare casks, the 15-year-old Black River casks, and the 21-year-old Nassau Valley casks.
Okay, quite a range there.
And a really important point. The age statement on an Appleton bottle, it always refers to the youngest rum in that blend.
Ah, okay. So it says 15-year-old.
Every single drop in that bottle is at least 15 years old. No averaging, no tricks. It guarantees a minimum age for everything in there.
That's a great mark of quality.
Right?
Ensures consistency. And I've heard the 15-year-old Black River casks get singled out. Good value.
It often does, yeah. People say it offers the most rum for the money. And you can see why. You get that full 15 years of tropical aging. It's incredibly smooth, very flavorful. Just a really well-balanced, drinkable rum.
Nice. And the name, Black River casks.
Yeah, that's a direct nod to the Black River, which is where the distillery gets its water.
Connecting back to the source again. I like that.
It shows that deep connection to the place.
So what about the top end of that standard range for someone wanting the best of those core blends?
Well, for a truly elevated experience within that main lineup, the Appleton 21-year-old Nassau Valley cask is widely considered the best. It's definitely worth the higher price tag.
The flagship, maybe.
Pretty much their flagship within that core collection, yeah. It's incredibly complex. You get notes of vanilla, honeysuckle, cocoa, then maybe some coffee, nutmeg, brown sugar.
Wow, lots going on.
Layers of spices, stone fruit, this lovely, subtle burnt oak finish. It's a rum you really want to sit with, contemplate.
Sounds fantastic. And the 8-year, that's often recommended too, isn't it?
Yeah, the 8-year-old Reserve is great. More approachable, but still really rich. Lots of honey, brown sugar, orange notes, a really soft, rounded taste, toasted honey, hazelnuts. Very satisfying.
Okay, so that's the standard range. But then things get Even more interesting with the Elite Hearts collection, right?
Oh, yeah. The Hearts collection it's really in a class of its own.
What makes this so special?
This is a very special, very limited collaboration between Joy Spence and Luca Gargano.
From Viglia, the famous Italian bottler.
That's him. He's known for his love of high-ester, intense rums, and these Hearts collection bottles are 100% pot still rums and extremely rare.
How rare are we talking?
Well, for example, the 2002 vintage. Only 5,700 bottles were released globally. The 1993 vintage, even fewer, just 3,600 bottles.
Whoa. Tiny numbers.
Tiny. And these are known for delivering that really intense Jamaica funk, right? Because of the high esters.
All right, we talked about the 240 ester count earlier.
Yeah.
How high are these Hearts collection rums?
Significantly higher. You're getting a really potent expression of that funk. The 1993 vintage, for instance, has an ester mark of 1456 G100 LAA.
1,400 compared to 240.
Exactly. And the 2002 vintage is at 834 G100 LAA. So yeah, these are way up there. We're talking incredibly intense aromatics, pushing that funk into really unique territory.
Wow, intense.
And crucially, true to Appleton's philosophy, these are totally natural. No added sugar, no added color, just pure, unadulterated, high-ester Jamaican pot still rum.
Amazing. Okay, we've circled around it, but let's finally land on the absolute pinnacle. The Appleton 17-year-old legend. This is the stuff dreams are made of, apparently.
It really is. I mean, legend is right there in the name. This rum is that historical remake we mentioned earlier, the Wray Nephew 17-year-old. The actual spirit used in the very first Mai Tai.
The Mai Tai original.
Precisely. And its rarity is just extreme. Only 1,500 bottles released globally.
1,500? That's nothing.
And they've explicitly said, no future production planned. This was it.
Wow.
To put it in perspective, I heard only 4 bottles even made it to Denmark. And apparently 3 of those have already been opened and enjoyed.
So only 1 left in the whole country, potentially. That's insane. It's almost mythical.
It really is.
I can barely imagine tasting something like that. When people describe it as magical, what do they mean? What stands out?
From the accounts I've heard and read, it seems to be a holistic thing. It's described as incredibly complex, but everything is perfectly balanced, perfectly integrated.
Integrated, meaning the alcohol doesn't burn.
Exactly. Despite the proof, it's apparently very smooth. It doesn't overwhelm the flavors. There's this incredible richness, this depth, and then this long and delicious aftertaste that just keeps evolving on your palate.
It sounds like an experience, not just a drink.
That's the impression. And you have to remember, Joy Spence reportedly spent years blending and tweaking this, aiming for a taste as close to the original 17 years as it can ever get.
Years of work for 1,500 bottles. That's dedication.
Unbelievable dedication to getting it right, to honoring that history.
Okay, so Appleton's story is obviously huge, but it's part of this bigger picture of Jamaican rum. Why is Jamaican rum itself often called the mother of rum? What's so special about rum from this one island?
Well, if you talk to any serious rum enthusiast, Jamaican rum isn't just important, it's kind of fundamental.
Unavoidable.
Pretty much unavoidable, yeah. It often gets called the mother of rum because it has this truly unique, assertive character. It really sets itself apart from almost any other style of rum out there. It defined its own category, in a way.
And that character,
Yeah.
people use words like wild, violent, bombastic.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And what creates that famous funk?
Right, the signature funk. It's not just a random description. That profile often comes from very specific traditional production methods that are still used in Jamaica.
Like what?
Things like using dunder, that's the residue left in the still from previous distillations, rich in acids and yeast.
Okay.
Or even using muck pits,
Yeah.
which sounds, well, it sounds like what it is, open air pits where organic materials ferment, encouraging wild yeasts and bacteria.
Wow, really? Muck pits.
Yeah. These traditional, sometimes quite intense processes produce a huge concentration of those aromatic compounds, especially the esters we talked about.
Right.
And that gives you this incredibly wide range of notes, from super ripe tropical fruits like banana or pineapple to more savory umami notes, sometimes even hints of things like glue or lacquer or certain acids. It's bold, it's complex, and it's utterly unmistakable. Enthusiasts go crazy for it.
It sounds incredibly intense, but in a good way, if you like that profile.
Exactly. It's not for everyone, perhaps, but for those who love it, there's nothing else like it.
And Appleton, producing 60%, is obviously the biggest player, but they're not alone on the island, right?
That's right. While Appleton is the giant, there are 5 other key distilleries in Jamaica, each with its own character and contribution to that diverse rum landscape.
Who are they?
You've got Hampton Estate, Long Pond, New Yarmouth, Worthy Park, and Clarendon, which produces Money Musk rum. Each one has its own history, its own style, its own take on that Jamaica funk.
So, a whole world of Jamaican rum to explore beyond Appleton, too.
Definitely.
Okay, finally, let's bring it back to how we started, almost rum's role in cocktails. That Mai Tai connection is just iconic.
It really is. That direct link between Appleton's predecessor, Wray Nephew, and the creation of the Mai Tai. It's a cornerstone of cocktail history. You can't tell the story of the Mai Tai without mentioning it.
And for making a Mai Tai today, you'd recommend?
The Appleton Estate 8-year-old Reserve is actually the one often recommended now to get that authentic, complex flavor profile in a classic Mai Tai.
Good tip. And beyond the Mai Tai, where else do Appleton rums really shine in cocktails? Using that unique Jamaican character.
Oh, they work beautifully in quite a few classics. They bring that distinctive vibrancy and depth. Think about a Jamaican mule that's a great twist on the Moscow mule.
Okay.
Or a Jamaican daiquiri, which really lets the rum's brighter notes sing. And there's also something called the 12-year-old Blue Mountain Serve. Often just the 12-year-old rum with maybe a twist of orange peel over ice. Simple, elegant, lets the rum's complexity shine.
Nice. So it proves they're not just for sipping neat, they're versatile too.
Absolutely. They bring a unique character that elevates those cocktails.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. We've gone from Appleton Estate's really deep historical roots.
Back to 1749.
Explored that unique terroir approach they have in the Nassau Valley. Celebrated the amazing pioneering work of Joy Spence.
A true legend herself.
And we've tasted, at least in discussion, this incredible range of rums from the accessible blends right up to that almost mythical 17-year-old legend.
Yeah, we've really seen how this blend of deep tradition, cutting-edge science, and just pure passion comes together to create these world-class spirits. They really do capture the essence of Jamaica in the bottle.
So as you, the listener, think about all this maybe next time you're enjoying an Appleton, whether it's the 8-year-old or perhaps you're lucky enough to even dream about one of those rarer bottles. Just consider all those layers, the history, the craft, the sheer dedication that goes into every single drop.
From the ground up, literally.
Exactly. And here's something to think about. In a world where we have so much information, so many choices, how much more do we appreciate something when we understand the specific, unique story behind it? The painstaking effort, the connection to the land, the human touch that brings it all together. Does knowing that story make the experience itself richer?